Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah, Koholoimla, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, the great millstone who rule well, that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akhwa. That's all here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. Just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that is edifying by the Spirit. And just wanted to touch on this article. It says black and white descendants of Robert E. Lee met for a reunion at the Arlington house in Virginia. Jake just don't get it, man. Oh boy. So there was a different type of family reunion that happened at the former plantation home of Robert E. Lee last weekend in Virginia. NPR reported that descendants of the Confederate General Robert E. Lee met with the descendants of people he once enslaved, hosted at the Arlington house. This was the first time some of them have met in person, as they have had conversations virtually, hoping to understand the racial divide with something called the family circle. Hell out of here, man. Relatives like Cecilia Torres used to visit the house when she was a little girl and said she's on the family circle committee to uplift the memories of her great-great-grandparents. I'm on this committee, the family circle, to bring back the memories of our ancestors, as well as reconcile with the family that enslaved them. What the fuck you talking about reconcile? Ain't gonna be no reconciliation, man. The Lord is gonna get the reconciliation. Come on, man. But this is Jake, though. It says, matter of fact, yeah, let's just get a quick scripture real quick. This is gonna be the reconciliation right here, man. This is gonna be it right here. This is what's coming to you so-called white people like Robert E. Lee. When he comes his ass back, if he's already here, then hey, he's going into hardcore slavery, man. But this is Revelation 13, verse 9 and 10. Let's start at verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. Hey, if you got some understanding, understand this. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. This is going to happen to Robert E. Lee and all these so-called white people, his descendants that's standing there looking doofy as hell. They're going to go into slavery right along with his ass. And with all that reconciliation, this is the reconciliation right here, man. This is it right here. Matter of fact, let me get this. How's it worded? Let me see. It's a lock here. Yeah, it's Ecclesiastes 3 and 15. It says, that which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been. And Yahweh requireth that which is past. See that past? They're not getting away with that shit. The Lord requires that past, man. They're going to have to pay for what they done. It's real simple. They're going to have to pay for what they done. Let me get another one. So lock you. Galatians 6 and 7. Be not deceived. Yahweh is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. See, this is going to happen. See, you have to look at the scriptures with a spiritual eye. See, people, they're carnal and they can't see it through the spirit. That the same thing that these people done is about to come back on them. It's about to be done to them. The Lord said pay them double, man. Matter of fact, now let's get this, because this goes off into a nation. This is Job 34 and 29. And it reads, and this is the Lord Yahweh, when he giveth quietness, who then can make trouble? And when he hideth his face, who then can behold him? Whether it be done against a nation or a man, or against a man only. So the same way that the Lord sent us into slavery, he's going to send these so-called white people into slavery. It's that simple, man. And see, a lot of these, they don't get it because they're looking like, oh, that would never happen, and not in my lifetime. All right, we'll see. But anyway, let's go back to some of this, because they got a little video. And Jake, man, Jake just don't. This is what you call Stockholm syndrome, because you shouldn't want to reconcile with these people at all. What you should be doing is, hey, where's my cut? Where's those reparations at? Where's my cut of Robert E. Lee's fortune or whatever he may have left? Okay, it says, I'm on this committee, the family circle, to bring back the memories of our ancestors, as well as reconcile with the family that enslaved them, Torres says. She is the descendant of Selena Gray and Thornton Gray, with Selena being the personal house servant to Lee's wife, Mary Curtis Lee. She said her grandmother never used the term slave when referring her ancestors. Instead, Torres recalls she would say, that's your great-great-grandmother's house. She was kind of like a maid to Miss Lee. Yeah, right. No, she was a goddamn slave. The celebration called Finding Our Voice drew a crowd of about 100 people. Stephen Hammond, the organizer and the descendant of Lee family slave, said this has been a lifelong goal of his. It's important that we get to know one another because our ancestors existed in this space together, Hammond said. Man, see, Jake just threw, man. To have these families be apart and going their separate ways for 160 years and then to be able to come back together to start a conversation about our lives and what we can do and accomplish together is extremely powerful. I'm telling you, man. Over the past few years, work has been done to remove statues honoring Lee and his racist history. In 2021, a statue in his likeness was removed from Charlotte, Virginia. The setting of the Unite the Right Rally and Rally for White Supremacists. The city council voted to have the statue melted down and allow black artists to transform it into something else. Wow. Anyway, let's get him in the video. This is Jake, man. Jake loved the oppressor, man. They love their master. Let's see what they got.
An emotional reunion today at Arlington House, the former plantation home of Confederate General Robert E. Lee. Today, descendants of enslaved people as well as Lee's descendants coming together for a ceremony aimed at reconciliation and storytelling. News 4's Derek Ward has more on the goal of the...
Pause that real quick, because them standing there holding hands, let's get that one too. Lord, man, these people not getting away with that shit. Proverbs 11 and 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. See, they can join hands all they want to. You can kumbaya, you can Martin Luther King it. But this shows you how far they went with destroying us. We're so destroyed to the point that you want to reconcile with the very people that enslaves you and still have you 500 years later. That shit is crazy as hell. That's what you call full-blooded Stockholm Syndrome, man. See? It says everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. And these so-called white people are fucking proud as hell. They'll tell you quick, I'm proud to be an American. No one can touch our military. We're the most powerful people on earth. There's no nation like this nation. Man, look, man. The Lord, they're not going unpunished, man. But the seed, let me see, it says everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to Yahweh. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. Not going unpunished, man. You so-called white people, y'all gonna get what y'all got coming. And it's happening too. You ain't seen nothing yet. You just wait.
All of the reunion at Arlington House.
A meeting between strangers with an ancestral familiarity. Sarah Fleming is a descendant of the Lee family. Mildred Burnett is a descendant of the Syphax family. How would their ancestors feel about this meeting?
Well, that part I don't know. I think my parents.
I know. How would the ancestors feel about this meeting? Robert E. Lee would be like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Those niggers are beneath us. and ain't no telling what the ancestors of the so-called blacks will be saying. Well, massa, is we sick today? Now, if they was thinking from a level of, girl, you free today? You are dishonoring us. Anyway, let's see.
Parents are probably delighted, and my grandparents, but as far as going back to the Lees, I don't know.
They were among about 100 descendants of the enslaved and their enslavers who gathered at Arlington House, the Lee Mansion. The National Park Service has been facilitating virtual meetings and dialogues among this group since 2021, and those meetings led to this one.
Today we intend to honor our ancestors, to celebrate the work of our family circle.
It's a part of history that's still being interpreted, still a thorny subject some 160 60 years after the mansion passed down from an adopted grandson of George Washington to Robert E. Lee and his wife. There may have been little daily equality among the ancestors of these folks, but today one commonality is clear.
For my mom, is when she was brought up, it wasn't talked about a whole lot.
The older generation really didn't dwell on as much as the newer generation.
For Inez Park, the irony in all this is clear. She, like scores of local school children, were familiar with this place.
We learned about the house. We toured the house and all.
Not knowing that her great-grandfather, Robert Park, was born, raised, and buried on these very grounds.
I feel like he's here with me.
Margaret Taylor.
At the ceremony, the names of the known residents of this place were read, enslaved, and enslaver alike. The descendants formed a circle symbolic of their connections. As elders pass away, some rue the lost conversations about the history that was their lives.
Now I could kick myself because I didn't ask questions.
Connecting as many descendants and relatives as possible is super powerful.
What happened here today doesn't end with the ceremony. It's the start of a more interpretive and contextual history of this place and the people who lived here. These descendants are putting their names on it, signing up to see that it happens. In Arlington, Derek Ward, News 4.
And there you have it, man. There you have it. Let's get this one. Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. See, our people don't even know who they really are. So that lack of knowledge of not knowing that they're Hebrew Israelites and not knowing that, the Lord placed their enemies over them, then they're just destroyed, man. Here you go. What would be what's the point of this shit? I'm gonna waste my gas money to go and hang out with people that enslave my people. Hey, okay, we know what's up. You know what's up. That's all we need to do. Why the fuck am I coming to hold hands with you and got on the same color shirt like this is a fucking family reunion, man? That blows my mind, man. But hey, it doesn't surprise me with our people, man. It says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. That thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. I will also forget thy children. See? Our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, man. This is Isaiah chapter 1. Let's get verse 3. It says, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doeth not know. My people doeth not consider. They don't consider who they are. They just think they're just black, Negroes, African Americans. They about to go out here and vote for Joe Biden. All that weirdoism, man. It says, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backwards. Why should ye be stricken any more? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint. Our people, the whole head, man, is sick. That's that generation of real just anyway. But hey, that's what happened to you, man, for disobeying Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, because that's overall what happened to us. We broke that, that covenant. We broke our contract, our end of the contract with him, and he placed them curses of Deuteronomy chapter 28 on us, man. Matter of fact, let's go there, because see what these people are thinking. You holding hands, you're actually holding hands with enemies. These are your enemies. Let's go all the way down here to the very last verse. Let's get the very last curse that's on here. Deuteronomy 28:68. And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. And that word Egypt goes off into bondage. Matter of fact, let's get it. Prove it. Exodus 20 and verse 2. It says, I am the Lord Yahweh thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. I think in one passage it's actually called the iron furnace as well. I think that's in Kings. First Kings or whatever. But let's go back to Deuteronomy, because I just wanted to prove the point that Egypt is synonymous, because America is spiritual Egypt. That's why you see that pyramid on the back of the dollar. And America has a lot of Egypt's old ways. The way that people live, the way that their whole structure, it has a lot of Egyptian things in it, man. But let's go back down here to prove that these are your enemies and not your damn friends. And the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies, not your friends. These people are enemies of ours. They still have you captive 500 years later, man, basically. They don't want to give up no reparations. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to teach the shit in school. They want your next generation of children to come along and say, oh, what do you mean slavery? These people want to teach our kids that there was never no slavery at all. You see? Friends don't do that. A friend gonna say, hey, look, I made a mistake, man. You know, I apologize. Let me try and repair that. They ain't trying to repair nothing or nothing. They'll have Joe Biden run his ass out here and he's going to fool you so-called Negroes right vote for his silly ass again. But let's get some more. Let's see. It says, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. And when you go up into that word, no man shall buy you, it just means that no one will redeem you. No one will get you out of this shit. The only ones going to get us out of this is our Lord Yahweh, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus. And they beat white Jesus into you. You should be pissed about that in itself. They gave you an idol to worship to go along with worshiping them. And here you go. That's the perfect example of this man. They worship the so-called white man. You know, and see, you Jake, y'all gonna get it because you're looking at this man like he's your fucking God. And the Lord said he'll have no other God before him, man. So just keep it up. If y'all don't repent, the Lord is going to get at you something real, real serious, man. You see, because this is a damn shame. Ain't no way I'm going to hang out with the enemy, holding hands, kumbaya and shit. Like the Lord is not about to forget about what them people done to the Israelites, man. He's not about to forget that, man. You so-called white people, look at core slavery because it's coming to you. That's a prophecy. That's a future prophecy. That's your future for you. Because you'll have these damn Edomites, they'll get on TV. Oh, yeah, we're making plans in the 2050. Ain't going to be no fucking 2050 for y'all. Making all these proud ass plans into the future. Your future is going to be changed. You see what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, what's that one where it talks about the yoke of iron? Let me put it in real quick and show you something real. Let me see if they actually still have it online. Oh yeah, it was verse 48. This is one of the curses too. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee. In hunger, don't we need this man for food? This man owned all the supermarkets. He owned all the cattle ranches. He owned all the chicken farms. He owned all the milk factories, the butter, cheese. He's in control of you being able to go and fish. You need a damn permit from his ass to go fish. So he's in control of hunger. You're not going to get nothing without this man's permission. Then you go to the supermarket. Hell, you got to pick through and sort through and hope that you're not running across nothing fucking poison that they got a recall on. It says, and in thirst. Here you go. You got a place like Flint, Michigan. Right now, since 2014, they still don't have no clean drinking water. But you got to pay this man a water bill. You know, you got to pay this man a sewage bill. You got to pay to take a damn shower in your house. You got to pay for water to come through your faucet. And if you're not trusting the fluoride that's in the water in the faucet, you got to pay for this man to go and get a damn bottle of water. You got to pay for a damn Pepsi, a Sprite, a Gatorade, a Powerade, or whatever, man. You got to pay this man for thirst, man. It says, and in nakedness. You got to go to this man for your drawers, your socks, your t-shirts, your sports bras, your them tight ass spandex your chicks be wearing, the leggings. You see, your shoes. You got to go to this man for it. Now you might have a so-called black person that own a little shop that's got selling some shit in it, but guess who they went and got that shit from? Because they ain't actually threading or stitching nothing. You got to go to this man for a damn needle. You got to go to this man for a roll of thread. You got to go to this man for a ball of yarn. Come on. You ain't going to tell me this is not us, man. This is you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You are the true Hebrew Israelites. You fit these curses to a T. It says, in want of all things. If you want anything in this place, and that's Negroes all over the globe. But, I'm just using America as an example. You want an alarm clock. You want a phone. You want a car. You want a house. You want to start a business. You want to go to school. You want to leave the country. You're going to need his ID. You're going to need his passport. You're going to have to show that you've had rolled up your sleeve and took all his shots. See? I don't care what it is that you want. You want some children in this motherfucker, man. Because them children are here. As soon as that child pops out of mom's box, it's paperwork being signed on them. That's me. That's me right there. That's still in chattel slavery, man. It says, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And this is what you're looking at. That's what you just seen. That's destruction of a people. When you can see that they'll go and hold hands with the very people that destroyed them. Here you go. They probably caught the bus there and catching the bus home. In the meanwhile, Robert E. Lee's family, they own all the shit that from all the free down labor that they got out of your ancestors. And you talking about some reconciliation. But I wanted to get this yoke of iron. Now, I've done it before, but I know Google, they asses they will get rid of some shit now since we've been bringing out a lot of this stuff on their asses, man. They'll wipe Google, they'll sweep Google fucking clean with stuff like this. Let me put this yoke of iron in. Let's see what comes up in the images. See, there you go. Let's put images in. And there you have it. This is what you see when you put in yokes of iron. Number Negroes, right? Now, why don't you see, let's go back into it. Slovakia. Why don't you see the small hats? Well, you don't see no small hats. Where the people, you know what I'm saying, from over there in Israel? Why don't you see them? If these curses, if they're the people, because if they were the people, the yokes of iron should be on their necks. You don't see no pictures of no yokes of iron on none of them people's necks, man. That's how you know they're not the people. And our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. See? Can't get around it. This right here is history, and no surprise they haven't gotten rid of this. See, here you go. They got people know what's up. Deuteronomy 28:48. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Who are those fake Jews? See? People know what's up. It's not like people don't know. It's just that our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, man. Because they reject knowledge. They don't even want to know. You run up on these people and tell them that you're Israelites and you're the greatest people on earth. And oh man, tell them that the Lord is not some white guy. Man, these Negroes lose it. Big Mama and them lose it, man. But anyway, I just wanted to just touch on this real quick, man. Our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Hey, but you so-called white people, you're going to pay for what you've done, man. You're not getting away with that shit. Don't ever think that you know all this, now you want to try and make amends. No, that shit is not going to work. It's not going to work. The scripture says, though hand join in hand. As a matter of fact, it was another one I wanted to get to. Let's see here. I wanted to get this one too. Now end out here. Yeah, Proverbs 17:15. He that justifieth the wicked, you Negroes, you standing there, you holding hands with Robert E. Lee's kids. And some of those Negroes is tares. Robert E. Lee was probably banging Big Mama in them, man. And some of those chocolate colored, they might be just chocolate colored Edomites, a lot of them. Because the seed line goes by your dad. If Robert E. Lee was hitting Big Mama, if he was hitting great grandmama and impregnated her, them little chocolate ass babies, those are Edomites. Right? It says, he that justified the wicked and he that condemneth the just, even they both are the abomination to the Lord. See? See that? He that justified the wicked. So you so-called Negroes, you're justifying these wicked ass so-called white people. You're an abomination to the Lord, man. And he that condemneth the just, even they both are an abomination to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. So with that, hey, hey, we're living in the last days. It's getting down to the boogie. You so-called white people, man, y'all just get prepared. Because you're going into hardcore slavery. And the Lord said, give you double. So what you done to us, double gonna be put on you. Man, the last thing I want to be, you couldn't give me the entire galaxy, man, to be an Edomite. That's the last that's the last person you want to be is a damn Edomite, man. Because they're gonna get it. So with that, I pray that this lesson was edifying. Kwame Yashola.